Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I'm excited for another BYOP. Today we are going to be doing a Winter Wonderland palette. Now if you are new to this series, my friend Cara and I started this because we have a lot of single eyeshadows and we were looking for more ways to be inspired to use them, so we decided that it would be fun to come up with a theme every single month to create a 10-pan palette to get more use out of our single shadows. And we've been really lucky to have some wonderful creators hop in on this series, just kind of like in a no pressure situation, right? Like, do it when you want, don't do it when you don't have the time, don't even worry about it, right? So I will make sure to have not only my friend Cara from Beauty and the Frizz, but everyone else linked down below that I know that's doing this one. I think for sure we have Lock Maiden and Kendra Morgan Official. I'm not sure if there's anyone else. But anyway, if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and here on my channel I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. So like I said, we are doing Winter Wonderland today. Last year we did like a holiday themed palette. I know I did like lots of like reds and greens, and coming into the end of November I was like, all right, well let's not do something quite that like festive vibe, but something that still goes with the season. So I'm just gonna be so curious to see what everyone does for their palette. Like Winter Wonderland, you know, that could be taken in so many different ways. I will be so curious. So I think this is going to be a really fun one because I have a feeling that everyone is going to be very different. Last year, I felt like our holiday palettes all had some similarities, but this year I think it's going to be different. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm going to show you my palette. Now, I have to be honest. I have curated this palette and then sort of tweaked it. I put this palette together about a week ago when I had some time, and since then I've gotten some other shadows and I was like, well, I need to make sure to use at least one of these singles, and I popped it in and then kind of had to switch some stuff around. The other reason is because as I got this put together, as I was doing it, it started looking like a Dupe the Vibes palette for a recent launch, which you will all probably be able to guess once I show it to you. And I was like, what is going on here? I didn't get that palette. I wasn't feeling like overly drawn to the palette. And then here I am creating my own like version of it. So I like this better, but it's my own version. So anyway, when I think of Winter Wonderland, I really wanted to evoke the like, more like icy vibes, have a little bit of that like winter feel to it, you know, like evergreen trees, that sparkle on the snow, but not be overly like Snow Queen. You know, like you could totally go frosty blue, like deep royal blue, blue. And if you know me, I just don't do a lot of blue. And I believe last month for our jewel tone palette, I did have a blue in there. And you know what's funny is when I was curating that palette, there was a shade that I swatched and I was like, this is going to be perfect for next month for Winter Wonderland. And I should have written it down, because then I was like going through all my collection and I was like, I don't even know what shade that was. It's fine. I always say every single month that this goes in a slightly different direction, kind of like somewhere that I didn't think it was gonna go, but I'm so happy with this palette. And honestly, I mean, we'll see as we use it on the eyes because I haven't used it yet, but I think that this is going to be one that I will really enjoy this winter. All right, enough yammering for me. Do you want to see the palette? So here we are. So here's the thing. Let me see if I can like pull this in. All right, so this is the shade. So this is a Lisa Eldridge shade. This is the one that I was like, yeah, I've got to pop one of these in. So I had to do some tweaking. But other than this shade right here, y'all, this palette was looking very, I don't even know. Oh, I probably should have turned the light down, but maybe you can see a little bit better here. So this palette was starting to look very, very Natasha Denona retro glam vibes. Like not quite as peachy as that one sort of got a little bit, but like, I was like, I didn't even want that palette. What was I doing? But I'm really excited. I've swatched this one out a couple times now just to make sure it's where I wanted it to be. Like I've said, when I create a palette, I'm truly trying to create something that I would want to wear, that I would truly wear. Other than the fact that these are 10 pans and that's like limiting for me. Other than that, I really always try to do something that I would actually purchase. All right, so before we get into the two looks that I'm gonna do with this palette, I'm gonna go ahead and give you an up close look at the shadows so we can see them in all of their majesty. So I knew right away that I was going to want something sort of silverish. And when I was pulling out all of my shadows, I realized that this is one that I got in one of the very last Makeup Geek sales, and I hadn't touched it yet. So I had to pull this one out, and it's the perfect silver for this. So this is Silver Lining, and again, this is from Makeup Geek. The reason I chose this one is because it's not, again, it's not too blue of a silver. I don't know, there's something about this that's a little bit more a neutral silver, maybe? I don't know if that's like a possibility. You know, it just doesn't have too much of that like icy vibe. And of course, I will be showing you all of these up close, but this just really has a beautiful reflectivity. It has just enough sparkle. I really feel like this is just such a beautiful silver, and I wanted to sort of push my limits. You know that I don't wear silver a lot, but if I am going to, it needs to be just the right undertone. Moving into our first matte, this is Sydney Grace's Legendary. This is a beautiful, like, cool toned, it's like a mix between, it's a grayish. It's kind of like a grayy color, but definitely leaning a little bit more on the gray side. I wanted this palette to be fairly cool toned, but like I said, I mean, not so like bluey. I'm just gonna keep saying that, but not blue. And this is the perfect like mid-tone, you know, you can kind of like blend it and buff it out. This could very easily be, you know, one shade and then another sparkly shade, and you could really easily be done. It really is going to make a beautiful contour on the eye as well. So it was an essential for me, and of course the Sydney Grace formula is great. So here we have Midnight Nova from Devinah, and you can see this is a beautiful shifty shade. It shifts from like a purple into a teal, and it has these very beautiful like violety pink shimmers to it. It's so pretty. I mean, when you look at this, maybe like a finger swatch will do the justice. I'll definitely be able to show you more when we do the up close. Oh yeah, you can probably see there. Like, look at all of those colors. I mean, that to me is like, you know, holiday magic, snow castle, like, oh, I mean, you can, it's definitely being blown out right now with the lights just a little bit, but you can still see just that like lovely shimmer. I don't know why I've been struggling so hard with my lighting recently. I didn't change anything. I don't know if it's just like winter is like here and it's just not wanting to show any of the shadows, but I'll make sure to show you up close. This next shade really represents to me that very like sugar plum fairy, like I said, like the reflection on the snow. This is a beautiful shade, and I think I've only ever used it once, so that's another reason why I want to pull this one out. This is a Pretties for Your Face shade called Cham Cham, and it's this wonderful, like, it's not white, it's the lightest pinky frosty shade. It's so pretty. So hopefully you can kind of see the beautiful, it's just like that, like almost like ballet slippers kind of feel. Yeah, I definitely was sort of like, ooh, like Nutcracker ballet kind of feeling. I really like this one. So now we're starting to get into a few more deep shades. This isn't an all light snowy shade palette. This is another Sydney Grace shadow, and this is Emerald Eyes. I believe that I got this in a mystery bag. I could be wrong, but I think it was from a mystery bag. And this is this gorgeous, you know, like I was saying, like those like evergreen trees. This is that beautiful, oh, I mean, just look at that. It's this beautiful, like evergreen, sort of blue, sort of green, but it has a little bit of like a gray to it. It's so pretty. This is such a beautiful shade. If I've used this, it's only been once, and I was like, this is the perfect shade for this time of year. So I'm definitely excited to use this one. So now we are moving into another matte. Our next shade is Khadra from Devinah Cosmetics. This is this beautiful, you know, it's like a slightly desaturated tealy green. I pulled out a couple different shades. I had another one, I think it was Thisbe from Devinah, and it was leaning a little bit more blue, whereas this definitely leans more into that green without being like Christmas tree green, you know? I mean, this shade is like a slightly grungy teal, but still bright enough. And I've always said, like, I feel like sometimes Devinah mattes, they just don't swatch the best always, but they build up so beautifully on the lid. Oh, this one is so pretty. Okay, we have We have a few Devinah shades in here. We have 2 more to go. So this one, you know that I love this one if you've been here on the channel before. This is Water Mist. You're not going to see the majesty of this one until I get it swatched, but this is a beautiful sheer iridescent, like very sneaky shade. I mean, I've put it on my arm here, but you're really just not going to be able to see the shift over that surface. Let me just go ahead and do like a little palm swatch here. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see how that shifts. Like right there, you can see how in the tuck of my palm, it has that beautiful like teal, and then it shifts into that purple. Oh my gosh, but it's like so sheer. It's just like dusting a bit of magic on your skin, and I love it. It's now become one of my very favorite inner corner shades when I want something that has a little bit of color to it. It's very, very beautiful. And by the way, since this video is going up the day after Thanksgiving, I did want to mention that Devinah has chosen to not do like a big Black Friday discount sale on their shadows this year. What they're doing instead is a gift card sale. And I love that because you can get a discount now and, you know, really get to think about what you want. You can use it at any time. And I love the fact that their gift cards don't go in like in a promo code spot, so you can still use a discount code on applicable items. So if you want to, you could use my code KeepBeautyReal and save yourself some extra cash. So that's really great because the gift cards are 20% off, and then usually the discount codes are 20% off. I'm pretty sure that's right. 15, 20? You'd think I'd know about my own code. And by the way, that code is not affiliated, but I'd love to save you some cash. I love Devinah as well. So let's go ahead and move into the next shade. This is a very well-loved shade. It's interesting. I have a mix of shades in here from ones that I either haven't touched or barely touched and ones that like are standbys for me. And this is definitely one of those. This is the shade Pandorah. And I always say that this is that shade that you don't know you need until you have it. I mean, if you are my skin tone or lighter, I think if you're much darker, this wouldn't really have all the magic, but this is this beautiful like dusty mauvey shade. This really helps me like create a base. This also can be a very soft like lower lash line. I know you're not really seeing much of it here. Oh, it kind of like goes with my top a little bit. It's just that like softening shade that just brings it to the next level. And I really, really love that shade. Okay, so I always try to have some light, medium, and deep tones in a palette because that's how I prefer to do my makeup. So when I was thinking about like what deep shades I really wanted, I wanted something that wasn't brown, but kind of brown. If that makes sense. So I really wanted something that had a bit of a fun undertone that you could kind of play off of some of these other shades. So the shade that I actually ended up picking is a Sydney Grace shade, and this is the shade Love and Happiness. This might have actually been from this year's mystery bag, and I'm actually wondering if that's how I got Emerald Eyes as well. Speaking of sales, I do know that Sydney Grace is going to be having all their mystery bags 50% off. So if you want to see what I got in my bags from this year, I will make sure to have that video linked. Sorry, I'm just realizing as we're going through here that it's like reminding me of the sales that all these brands are having. This is like the perfect mix, oh, look at that, of purple, like that plummy shade with a little bit of brown and almost like a little bit of like a taupey gray to it. I really like this one as well. I think it's going to be a beautiful shade for deepening. I mean, you could make some gorgeous smoky eyes with this. You could use it as a liner. I think it's going to have a lot of versatility. Right, I know you already saw the Lisa Eldridge shade, but let's go ahead and talk about this one. So this is the shade Madrigal, and this is from the Sorcery palette. This is that beautiful, like deep, deep teal. The thing that I like about this one from playing with it in my review video is that it's very buildable and it's also very blurrable, so you can really like sheer this one out if you want to. Ooh, we've got just enough room here, everybody. All right, so there is that last one. Like, oh, if you were to take Madrigal and then you took Emerald Eyes from Sydney Grace, I mean, that would make the perfect, easy, quick, smoky eye. I don't know, maybe that's gonna be some inspo for today. Okay, so here is our final color story, and I really like it. This to me is, you know, a nod to nature because it definitely has a bit of that more like I said, foresty vibe with a little bit of sparkle for some snow. You've got that chilly feel. It's definitely more of a cool tone palette, but it's not so blue. But I'm really excited to play with this one. I think that it came out really well. I'm gonna give you the up close swatches and then we'll get into our looks. All right, starting on an angle here just so you can really see the shift of Midnight Nova, but we have Silver Lining from Makeup Geek, Legendary from Sydney Grace. This one is Midnight Nova from Devinah. We have Cham from Pretties for Your Face, Emerald Eyes from Sydney Grace. This is Khadra. Oh, I hope I said that before. Khadra from Devinah. This is Water Mist from Devinah. And we have Pandorah from Devinah. Then our last two are Love and Happiness from Sydney Grace and Madrigal from Lisa Eldridge. And here is a little lower light look. All right, I hope you enjoyed getting to see the details of my palette. Now we're going to move into two looks. I do think I'm going to do one like deep dramatic eye and one that's a little bit more light, ethereal, like snowflakes on the lashes kind of vibes. Not actually, but you know what I mean? That like light frosty. I really want to use Emerald Eyes because that color is just so stunning. So that is the only one that I know for sure I want to get into. Now I do think because I have a video here featuring all of the Phantom Orb shades, including Midnight Nova, I'm probably not going to use that one much. I did a look like where it's like all over the eye and you can really see the majesty of it and I love it. But you really have to have it all over the eye to really get to see that beautiful shift. And I don't know that I want to commit to that today. Plus I am probably going to have to at least wash off one of these eye looks so that I can go to work after this and not have two eye looks on. Yeah, so other than that, I'm not really sure where we're going to go, but we'll see. So I'm probably just going to put some music over here. And since this is going up the day after Thanksgiving, I might try to do something a little wintry, a little holiday vibe. So I hope you enjoy. Maybe it'll get you in the spirit. All right, look one is done. Wow, that looks odd without anything on. Here we go. So I really like this look. It has been such a long time since I've worn a silver eyeshadow though, like so long. I used to wear silver eyeshadow most days when I was like a freshman in high school, and it just brings me back to that. Like I used to have this velveteen mock turtleneck, silver spaceship looking, I mean, it was cute. It was very cute. But man, that mock turtleneck and silver eyeshadow I used to rock all the time. And so I don't know if I'm just like scarred from that. But anyway, so if you saw, there was a point where I had the silver lining shade all the way into my inner corner because I was like, I'm gonna just do a silver inner corner. And I was like, I don't like it. It's way too much. And the base of that color is just too deep and it's so metallic that like when it's not hitting the light, it was just too dark. So I did end up taking that off of that inner corner and then adding Cham. So I have the silver lining shade here and then like more here, but then it's Cham here. And I think that just like softened it off. It looks so odd without the other eye done though. It's like so imbalanced, but I really like this. And I just threw on a quick coat of mascara, by the way. If it were me, I would probably be like super loading my lashes with mascara, maybe even adding a few false lashes just to like really glam this out and extend that outer corner a little bit more. And then I threw a little like black waterline liner on, but I'm probably gonna be just like taking this one off before I go to work. I don't know, maybe not. like the more it's on, the more I'm like, yep, I'm just gonna wear this today. But I guess I can't really say because we have to see what this one looks like. Maybe I'm gonna fall in love with this one and this is the one that's gonna come off. Anyway, let's do that right now.
Let's go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. I'm making plans of what we're gonna do. I feel so blessed that I can be with you. 'Cause God knows that I've been longing for you. I just wanna hold you close. You know the stars are shining just for you. Let's take a walk and we can follow the moonlight till we reach a place we can stay. Maybe kiss a bit and dream away. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want.
All right, I am liking this look, but it didn't get ethereal, that's for sure. It's definitely more even just like a soft glam look with like a really poppin' inner corner. And I really wanted it more like light and ethereal. So I think what I'm gonna do, I've never done this before, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna wash all of this off and I'm going to do a third look. That's so extra, but I'm gonna do a third look. Okay, I have to be honest. I really wish that I had used water mist on my lid and Cham Cham on the outer corner again, or just used Cham Cham on the outer corner and left water mist out of this one. But I really want to use water mist. I really want to use it, and I really do want something sort of just like Winter Wonderland, like light sheer vibes. This was not light and ethereal like I had planned it to be, and I think that's because I put the mattes down first and they just like had so much more depth. I was like, whoop, okay, well, here we are. We're going soft glam. And so what I think I'm gonna do, and this will be the first time ever in my BYOP series that I've done this, I am just gonna go and I'm gonna wash all this off and I'm gonna do a very quick third eye look. I don't know, I do like both of these. Maybe if I had just popped water mist like boom, right on the very, very outside instead of like bringing it up a little bit into the socket, I would have liked it more. This is definitely like going to like a holiday party, or you've got something at night, like you're going out to dinner and you want something really like sexy winter vibes. This is like soft winter glam with a little extra something, but I just really want something like I said, like snow on the lashes, just light and sheer. And I think that the mattes just took over this look. So I'll be right back. Okay, now this is what I was thinking about. Third time's the charm. I mean, I liked all the looks, but this was definitely more of what I was going for with that like snowflakey makeup vibe. Okay, so just a quick rundown of the look that I ended up doing here. I did go through and prime my eyes with a mix of the Color Fix in Nude 2, just so I could get a lot of coverage, mixed in with the concealer that I had used before to prime my eyes. So I just needed a very clean canvas to make sure that I didn't see any of my natural pigmentation or veining coming through these shades. So I did go through with water mist all over the lid. I mean, just that sheer wash like everywhere. And then it is that Pandorah shade that's in my crease, just very, very lightly with a fluffy brush. I did decide to take a bit of Legendary just here, where, you know, it almost just looks more like contouring, right? It just gives a little bit of dimension to my eye. And that is also what I have down on my lower lash line. So I really like this. I think that it just gave it a bit more dimension, but I kept it super soft. It's very pigmented. Both of those shades can end up being a bit darker than what you think they can. So Cham Cham, you guys, this is, so I put it on my inner corner first and I was like, oh yeah, I really like that. Kind of blended in a little bit, but really more of a pinpointed inner corner than the other two looks. And then I put it on my brow bone and it was like, like liquid metal. Like if you like a very beaming brow bone, this is a good one for you. I did try to blend it out a bit with my finger, but that's pretty much the look and I love it. I did finish it off with this Odin's Eye liner. This is the mint one, I believe is what it's called. We'll see how long it lasts. Some of these have lasted pretty well for me and some of them not so much. But then I decided to finish out this look with a bit of the Wayne Goss Weightless Veil blush palette in Desert Bloom. So I thought that this went really well, just that like soft look. I could have gone for like more of like a cold cheeks look, but I just wanted something very, very soft. And then right on top of my lip mask, I just blended in a little bit of the Lisa Eldridge lip pencil in Muse. So that's all we have here and I love it. So now I just feel like a little like winter fairy and I really like it. It's just a very colorful yet light look. And this was definitely a vibe that I love. So I hope that you loved this. Thanks for sticking through. Thanks for sticking through that. I liked all of the looks. I really did. It was just like, oh, hold on. That's not what I was going for with my like light ethereal vibe side. So I had to just redo it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I really do like this palette. I'm definitely going to keep this one out for a while because I think it's just a good, you know, it's got color, but it's not like in your face. It's sort of that like wintry vibe color for me. I cannot wait to see what the other creators have done with their palettes. I just don't know. I just don't know what to even guess. So I'm going to be really excited to see those. I hope you will take an opportunity to go watch those videos as well. Again, I will have them linked down below. And I want to thank all of you who continue to come back and watch these build your own palettes. I hope that they're giving you some inspiration. If you have a singles collection that you're trying to get some use out of, I hope that this has really helped you. Or if you're just sort of diving into the world of single shadows, maybe this has been a way for you to see some singles that you want to look into. And I will for sure have all of the single shadows that I used listed down below. I will try to link them as well. All right, so let's talk about next month. So next month will be our last one of the year. And, you know, technically it's for January, right? It's because we do it at the end of the month. So we're going to do actually the same theme as we did last year. We're going to do a reflections palette, a New Year's reflections palette. I think that this is kind of, you know, a fun way to look back on the year and review. Now I have to say though, when we decided to do this, I was like, already kind of like, oh, this year, what happened? Like, I just feel like it's gone by. It's gone by so fast. So that for me, I don't know. I have no idea what kind of palette this is going to be like because I really have to think about the last year because I feel like it's just been a blur. And now you know what the theme is for next month, and if you want to join in, we would definitely love that. Whether you're a creator or you're just a makeup lover and you want to have some fun with us, we would love that. If you'd like to build a palette, you can always tag us on Instagram with pictures or swatches of what you've chosen. And if you do create a video, go ahead and tag me or let me know and I will make sure to put it in the playlist because I do have a playlist with hopefully all of the videos. I really try to get in there and link all of those, and I've had so much fun with this and I hope that you have had fun watching. That is going to be it for today, lovelies. I will see you really soon.